Sometimes in 2022, I met a man. At the time, I think he was over 40, and he was complaining about how his life is. He was complaining about how that things are not going on well. And I asked him a simple question: Sir, what can you do? Do you know that at 40, he could not even point out to one thing that he's very good at? He could not. Hi, Unfiltered community. Welcome to yet another episode of Unfiltered with Love Babajide. But before we go into today's episode, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for the love that you showed us in the last episode. I mean, if you are seeing this video and you have not seen that last episode, please go back and watch it because we've gotten a lot of feedbacks, a lot of comments on how that particular episode has helped a lot of people. So please go and watch it. And for those who have watched it, thank you so much for your love. And today we have something special for you. You already know that on this channel, in this podcast, we talk about real, raw, amazing conversations, things that will help all of us become better persons. And don't forget, nobody's an island of knowledge. And that's why you need to drop your comments to, share the things that you agree with and more things in case we missed out anything. So today, let's get into this video. All right, welcome back to the video. Right, today I want us to talk about things that you can do in your 20s aside from dating. Because in recent times, I realized that we only talk about dating. Everybody wants to date. Everybody wants to get into a relationship, right? And many people get worked up with wanting to get into a relationship that they even forget to enjoy their 20s. They forget to do certain things that can actually help them become better persons in their 20s. And don't forget no matter how fast you get into a relationship, if you have not done your homework, you've not done certain things, okay, it's going to affect that relationship eventually. So today, I'm going to share with you 7 things I think you should do in your 20s aside from relationship, okay? Right. And the first thing I want you to do in your 20s aside from relationship is to discover yourself. Oh my God. I can't stress this enough. Please discover yourself. Now, discovering yourself is what sets the tone for many other things that you will do in life. Discovering yourself is what sets the tones for the kind of relationship that you get into, the kind of people that you deal with, the kind of life that you really want to live in the bigger picture, okay? If you're here to discover yourself, there are many things that you'll be lacking behind there are many areas you'll be lacking behind in life. And that's why before you even think about relationship, while you are still in your early 20s or even your late 20s, in fact, this should even apply to you in your early 30s. If you're here to discover yourself, please discover yourself. I think it was Miles Monroe that said something that I really love, that resonates with me. He said that the graveyard is the wealthiest place in the world. And the reason is because there are many people there who died without discovering their purpose, without discovering who they are, right? So spend some time with yourself. Spend some time. I know you spend a lot of time on social media with a lot of people, but you hardly spend time with yourself. Take some time off. Spend it with yourself. Discover yourself. And you'll see that when it's time to choose or when it's time to get into a relationship, you already know how or the kind of person that you want to be with. So discover yourself. The second thing you want to do in your 20s, aside from relationship or dating, is to develop your skills. Yes, this is the time to become dangerously good at what you do. Have you not seen people that are, well known today, that one thing that is common to most of them is that they started early. Look at people who play football, for example. Look at Ronaldo. Look at Messi. They started at a very young age. So if it's public speaking that you want to learn, if it's graphic design, if it's digital marketing, this is a good time to learn about it. This is a good time. Sometimes in 2022, I met a man. At the time, I think he was over 40. And he was complaining about how his life is. He was complaining about how that, things are not going on well. And I asked him a simple question. Sir, what can you do? Do you know that at 40, he could not even point out to one thing that he's very good at? He could not point out to it. It only means that if you spend these 20s, if all you do in your 20s is, just wander around, doing things that you cannot really point at, you cannot really grow in, it means that by the time you are also 40, you may not be able to point out to one thing that you're good at. So this time is the time to sit down and say, what is one thing I want to learn? And guess what? The beauty of learning early in your 20s is the fact that by the time you spend 5 years, 10 years, no matter how bad you are at first at that particular skill, by the time you spend 10 years consistently, you get better at it. You get better at it. In fact, if you're not careful, you will become a voice that is sought after. People will be looking for you. There are many young people out there, they're already doing things, right? And the reason is because they started early. Some time ago on my Facebook page, I was scrolling through and I saw a particular page. And when I checked that person's page, I saw that this person was offering so much value. And I checked the person's friends and I saw that it was a clique of young people who were dangerously good at what they're doing. And I saw that one thing was common, is that there was somebody who gave them information early enough. They got the memo early enough. Okay, so you are getting the memo too, to go and pick one thing and start developing it. No matter what the skill is, start developing it. And let me say this, when you're choosing a skill as a young person, look at the viability of that skill. Look at the scalability. Okay, this particular skill in the next 5-10 years, will it still be in demand? For example, now you cannot say you want to go and learn typewriting. What? What will you use that for? In fact, let me also say that in case if you are in the university or you're about to get into the university, double check your course very well, because there are people that are studying courses that they don't need it. You are studying library education, or what do people call it? What do you want to use that one for? Okay, so think about a skill that is going to grow over time, that has tendency of becoming bigger and wider over time, and go and plug yourself into it. Even if it's just one skill, go and plug yourself into it in your 20s, rather than just, wandering around or wasting your 20s. So that's another good thing you can do. Now, the third thing you can do in your 20s, other than dating and getting into a relationship, is to build a relationship with God. Now, let me balance well. Now, because this particular thing really, really helped me in my journey. Getting to know God early, getting to ask the difficult questions early is one thing that has really helped me in my life. I remember back then, as a teenager, I used to ask a lot of questions. You can't tell me that Jesus is the only way, and I will not ask you, okay, so you mean that all these other people? I asked questions a lot, to the point that my children teachers then, I'm sure they must have getting tired of me. In fact, I know that some of them would have prepared extra when they are coming to church or study, because they know that love will ask questions. Okay, so ask questions. Today, I'm not a Christian because my parents are Christians. I'm not. I'm a Christian because I know that this is the way and I'm following it. Okay, and that's because I ask questions early in life. So build your relationship with God. I think I made a video sometime on Instagram and I said that I know that your parents love you so much, and so when you're going to school, for example, they tell you, go and face your book. Oh, your book is what I sent you to go and, I sent you to school to go and study. Face your book. They don't remember to tell you that you should also make out time for God. But let me tell you something. By the time you are done studying and you come outside here, you will see that only your certificate is not enough to get you to where you want to be in life. You need to know God. You need to have something. You need to make contact with a level of power for you to become relevant, in whatever field you have chosen. So build a relationship with God. Okay. Let me also say this. When you build your relationship with God, you are doing yourself a huge favor, right? And you are also positioning yourself for a smoother life ahead. I can't count the number of times that I didn't get into trouble because the Holy Spirit prompted me ahead. Oh my God. Or should I talk about the times that I got into trouble and I knew that nobody could help me out if God did not intervene? I remember one case like that when I was in the university. My God, it was so serious that I just knew that if God did not save me, if God did not step in for me, I don't know who would have helped me. Nobody would have been able to help me. So there are situations like that in your life. There are times like that will come. But if you don't have a relationship with God, you don't have a strong, walk with God, there's no way. There's no way you will scale through. There's no way you'll be able to survive. So go beyond church. Go beyond what your pastor has said to you. Go beyond, things that you hear here on social media, because there are a lot of preachers here on social media. Go beyond those things and sit down with the word yourself. Ask questions. Sit down and ask questions. Okay, let me ask you. Aside Sunday, when else do you open your Bible? Do you even know that there are some things that are even taught in the church, within the church, that are not scriptural? Are you aware? Are you even aware that there are some prayer points that we pray in church that are not scriptural? You cannot know it except you sit down and study the word yourself. So your 20s is a good time. Don't wait till you're married. Don't say, I'll study when I'm married. Because I tell you that if you have not learned how to study your Bible now that you are single, okay, you will not study when you're married. Because is it you that your wife is calling? As a man, your wife needs your attention. Your job needs your attention. If God help you, you have a baby, your baby needs your attention, right? There are a lot of things that I studied before I got married. There are lots of things I spend time doing before I got married. And so right now that I'm married and I have a child that is pulling me, that is drawing me, I'm only building up on the knowledge I already have. I'm only studying more, to add to the knowledge I already have. It's not like I just want to start studying now. So study now in your 20s. Aside relationship, spend some time study, know about God, such that if you're a Christian watching me, if somebody asks you about your faith, you can defend it. You can defend it because you have studied, you have spent time with scriptures, you have spent time with God. Okay, that's one thing that you must not miss out on. Oh, don't miss out on it too. And now let me digress a bit. Still on this point of building a relationship with God. You see, in your 20s, God will give you some opportunities to know Him. Virtually all of us have gotten the opportunity to know God. For example, on campus now, you had the opportunity of being a part of a fellowship. Don't say, my parents sent me here to come and read, and that's the only thing you do all through your 4 years in university. If that's all you do, you are only going to repeat the class of getting to know God when you come outside. Another opportunity that God gives you to know Him is NYSC. Hey, you see, for me, my NYSC was a time that I had great fellowship with God. Oh my God, I love it. And by the way, I served in NCC of Bauchi. So if you are from NCC of Bauchi, in Bauchi, if you are from Bauchi State, if you serve in Bauchi and you are watching me, let me feel your energy in the comment section, right? I love that phase of my life. Oh my God, I would say that many instructions that God gave me came from that place. NYC came from my NYC here. Knowing what to do after school, I got a clearer picture about it during my NYC. And that's because I spent time with God. I served in NCCF Bauchi till tomorrow. The things that we did in that place, the things that we did, the things that we encountered in that place, my mouth cannot express or explain everything. Okay, so spend time knowing God. That is your opportunity. Your time on campus is your opportunity to know God. Your time in NYC is your opportunity to know God. So know God for yourself. Spend some time. And the fourth thing I think you should do in your 20s, aside dating and being in a relationship, is to be financially literate. Learn about money. Now, let me say that it's not unspiritual to know about budgeting, to learn about investing, to learn about saving. I think that that's one thing that affected me so much. I did not learn about it early enough. Of course, I started reading about finances in 2022. Yes. But that's after I had made my first million. If I had gotten so much financial knowledge or knowledge in my finances before that time, maybe I would have done better. But I did not do better with money. I didn't do well with money at that time, right? And it will always tell, especially if you're like me, that your father is not a wealthy man. You're just also trying to build your life financially. You want to be financially literate. Learn about budgeting, learn about savings, learn about investing. Even if you eventually get the money you're looking for, if you're not financially literate, you will lose it. Okay, you will spend it anyhow. Have you not seen people that are so influential? They are, they're so popular and they were doing well financially at a point, and suddenly you don't get to see them again and they're no longer doing well again, right? Some of those people, it's because they lack financial literacy. Okay, I think it was this lady that Mommy T.Y. Bello shot a picture of her. I've forgotten her name. If you can, yes, the lady that was carrying bread. She came out, was it last year, to talk about this. In a way, she wasn't financially literate. So a lot of things affected a lot of things, spoiled a lot of things for her. But thank God for her now, she's learning. Okay, so be financially literate, read books. Now let me recommend some books that I personally have read that I love. Number one on my list is School of Money by Olumide Emmanuel. I love that book. I love that book because he said a lot of things about finances. In fact, he taught about finances like he was teaching a baby. If you read that book and you still don't understand that you should take your finances seriously, just forget about being rich in life. Forget about it. Because the book was so explanatory. It was so good. All right. So go find School of Money by Olumide Emmanuel. Another book I think you should read is The Richest Man in Babylon. Richest Man in Babylon. Which other book? Oh, another book you can read is Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? Robert Kiyosaki. Go and find that book. Read it. Smart Money Woman. Or more. If you're a lady, you're watching me, you've not read that book, please go and read it, okay? And there are a lot more other books on finances that you can read. Just make sure that you become financially literate, okay? Track your spendings. Don't just spend anyhow. They are selling this one on Instagram today. You don't buy them. They sell that one. You are buying. Some people even borrow money to buy something that they don't need. It can be that bad if you're not financially literate. You will borrow money. You will look for every means to find money to buy something that you don't need because you're not financially literate, okay? Become financially literate in your 20s. Oh, don't wait till your 30s because you will not have the opportunity to, to do better. 5 on my list is serve and build relationships. Now, when I say build relationship, non-romantic ones, do you know that I've noticed that some people cannot build a relationship with the opposite sex without getting romantic with them? You can, if a boy say, let's be friends today, even though you already have one boyfriend before, you are thinking of how to add him to the list of your sugar boys, if there's anything like that. And it's so sad. It's so sad. In your 20s, you should learn how to be friends with people. Learn how to build relationship, that are not romantic. Have a mentor. Learn how to be in a relationship with your mentor. Get a mentor. It is in this generation that I see that people don't want to have mentors. In fact, when you have a mentor, it only makes life easy for you because you are going to be leaning on or resting on someone else's shoulder, standing on their shoulder so that you can see higher, see farther than they have done when they were like you. Okay, so get a mentor. And I think I have a post on Facebook that talks about how to choose a mentor. If you want me to record a video about it, let me know in the comment section. And if you think that please, or if you think otherwise, that's fine too. You can go and read that post I made on Facebook. It's there, right? But build relationship with people. Have good relationships. Okay? Serving in maybe your church or with organizations, for free is a way to learn faster. There are a lot of skills that I learned from serving in church. I'm a church girl. I've served in church all my life and I've learned a lot. You will learn skills for free in church. Go and serve with the media department. You think you are having issues with your content creation journey? You go and serve wholeheartedly in the media department in your church and come and tell me whether you will not improve. Okay? You want to learn about, you want to serve in protocol, serve in administrative department. Go and serve. Look for people that are doing well. Offer to serve. So I've learned a lot from serving. I've served in church. I've served individuals. I think there's even a family I served for like 3 years. 3 years serving. Go and serve. There's no way you will serve in your 20s that you will not garner knowledge that will help you stand out amongst your peers. There's no way. So please, this your 20s, go and serve. Now you must know this, that when you serve and when you build non-romantic relationships, those relationships sharpen you. They sharpen you in a way. And also they help pave way for other areas of your life. For example, there are people that have served today, I'm privileged to serve, that if I have a need in an area, so maybe meet somebody or to get something done, not financially now. Let me say that because some of you go and be asking your mentor for money. That's how you send your destiny helper away. Now, if I have a need, maybe I want to connect to somebody or I want to get something done, I can easily reach out to them to say, oh, sir, I have this idea. I have this proposal. Do you know a company that I can? And they will check my track record of loyalty and faithfulness and service and diligence with them. And they can easily, just say, okay, let me connect you to somebody, or let me tell you somebody that you can meet that can help you get something done. Those relationships will sharpen you and it will help your journey to be faster in life. Okay? Now, the 6th thing I think that you should do in your 20s is to take risk. I know you will not like this one, but go and take risk. Apply for that job. Start that YouTube channel. Start that podcast. Take your content creation journey. Take it seriously. Take risk. Apply for jobs. Go meet people. Seek for mentorships. Don't be afraid of rejection. There are a lot of young people like myself that you are afraid of hearing no. Whereas no is like a plus plus in your journey. When somebody rejects you, it only means that, fine, maybe you should go back and check what you're doing wrong, or they just don't understand. They don't see the value in what you're offering. That's why they are saying no to you. All right? So please don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Be brave. You are still, how old are you? Oga, how old are you? You're not even 40 yet. If you feel this way about taking risk at this age, how will you feel when you're 40? Now, let me tell you a gist. You see, as a single person who is in his or her 20s or early 30s, taking risk is even easier for you. Do you know why? You are not dating somebody's daughter. You're not submitted to somebody's son. You don't have a child. Because the older you get, taking risk becomes even riskier. I don't drop rhythm. I don't drop rhymes. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. The older you get, taking risk becomes more difficult or more risky. Okay? Because now you have some people that are committed to you. You have a wife. You have a son. There's some risk now that my husband wants to take it. He will think twice. He will consider me, consider our son. If I take this risk, hope it will not render us homeless. But now you are still single. You are still in your 20s. You can take risk. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Don't be too comfortable. In fact, as a young person, if you're too comfortable, you can't go far. So take that risk. If they say no, and we try again. If it does not work, we know that you tried. You will go over again and do it again. Okay? And guess what? You are not failing. You are only building. When you are in your 20s, you can test the waters. See what's working. Test it. Take risk, okay? If you don't take risk, you will not move to the next point that you should be. Okay? I hope you've learned a lot. Now let's move to the last but not the least point today. The last point I would say is to heal. Yes. Oh my God. Heal. If you're in your 20s, aside from dating somebody's daughter or getting into a relationship with somebody's son, go and heal. Some people are in relationship, you have not healed from childhood trauma. You still see your father in that innocent man that is trying to show you love. If you have not healed, you're going to have a lot of problems. You're going to lose out on relationships. There are people that have gone through heartbreaks with friends and you have not healed and you're still in your 20s. So you are shutting your heart against friendship. If somebody tries to be nice to you, say, Oga, be real. Is this your real character? I mean, I don't trust people that are too nice. It's because you have not healed. There are people that are nice and that's how they are. They are good people. But because you've not healed from childhood traumas, from those heartbreaks, it makes it feel like every other person around you is bad. And let me tell you this, you are too young for that. It's too early. It's too early not to heal in your 20s because you have a long way to go and you can't go on that journey alone. You can't go on that journey alone. If you're not even healed and you're in a relationship, you can eventually damage the person that you are with. Because any small thing they do, you say, that's what my father used to do. That's what my father used to do. You know, they're talking to another person. Maybe you're a lady now. Your guy is talking to another female friend. And you're like, that's how my father started cheating. That's how my father started. You have not healed, auntie. You have not healed. And you have no business being in that relationship because eventually you will damage that guy. He will stop doing things to show you that he loves you. It will stop. Okay? And if you need therapy, go for it. Even if you're a Christian, Jesus and therapy, they're not enemies. Go and find someone to talk to. Open up to somebody. Heal. Okay? I know that maybe your parents have done things to you. They have done things that have damaged your person. They have done things that have damaged your perception of life. But the truth is that you can heal. And you have to heal before you go into a relationship. You have to heal. Because if you don't heal, you do the same thing to your children. Yes, because the reason why some of our mothers treated us the way they treated us the way they did is because that's how their own mother treated them. So the chain of trauma continues because they did not heal. The things that your mom did to you, things your dad did to you, because somebody did it to him and he did not heal. Now you are complaining. If you're not careful, you do the same thing to your child. You do the same to your child. If, for example, your mom is a yelling person, she yells at everybody, she's always that. Or your dad, it's not that if he enters the house or if he hears on, everybody is scattering, everybody is going to hide. You think that it's just been like that. Something is the reason, something is the cause for that action. And if you're not careful, you're going to go in that line too. So go and heal. And don't bleed on people that did not hurt you. Go and heal. Okay? It's a good time to heal. Okay? so that you don't bleed on other people that are innocent, that don't know what they're doing. I mean, that have done nothing to you. I mean, bleeding on your children, bleeding on your partners. If you have not healed, you will keep bleeding. And you don't want that to happen, because even physically speaking, when a person bleeds continually, it eventually ends their life. Okay, they lose so much blood that they cannot even recover. So please heal. So take a deep breath. I know I was going back to back on you, but it's all for the good of your development and mine too. Okay. So if you've learned a lot from today's episode, I really hope that you would apply it. Okay. And know that your 20s is not a race into marriage. We're not competing. I'm 29. You are 25. Let's see who will first get married. Let's see how well you prepare. Please, there are many other things that you can do with your 20s. And I hope that this particular episode has helped you to identify those things that you can do in your 20s. And if you've learned from it, like I said, share. You should have subscribed by now. Subscribe by now. And let's do this together. Let's build the ULB community together. And until I come your way again with the next episode, stay unfiltered, stay intentional, and I'll see you. Bye.